Is it intense as it makes out to be? Let's find out, shall we? Hi, I'm Gabby and welcome back to another edition of The Fragrantician, where here on my channel we talk about nothing but fragrances. So if that's your jam and you're looking for an unconventional fragrance review, then keep watching. So in today's edition we are comparing and contrasting. I like those two words, comparing and contrasting. Sounds like an A-level French essay. Anyway, we're comparing and we are contrasting Calvin Klein Original Euphoria to Calvin Klein Euphoria Intense. So let's get into original Calvin Klein Euphoria, which came out in 2005, and I have a 30 ml. And now this is a 100 ml of Calvin Klein Euphoria Intense, which came out in 2021. Boy, that was a mouthful. So, again, it's the same kind of that iconic bottle, hideous bottle, but as a perfumista, it's not about the packaging. It does have a little bit of input into it, but ultimately it's what's inside that really matters. So, as I say, this one came out in 2005 and it has been reformulated, but I think this reformulated version is pretty good. So I'm going to test it on the back of my hand. So I'm just going to put this one down here. So this, let's spray that there. See, this bottle is not very... So, as I say, it came out in 2005. Now, according to Fragrantica, it's woody, floral, powdery, sweet, fruity, amber, musky, violet and fresh spicy. That means diddly squat, really, when we look at the notes, which I'm looking at here. So, in the top notes, you've got pomegranate, persimmon, green accord. In the heart, you've got this black orchid, lotus and champaca. And in the base, you've got the mahogany woods, amber, black violet and whipped cream. Really? Whipped cream? Now, I detect nothing about whipped cream in this fragrance. It's all about pomegranate, mahogany, it's woody. It has some sweetness. Now, it lends its sweetness to this orchid note, but ultimately it's the fruitiness of the pomegranate. It's sharp and tart with the woodiness of the mahogany, this fantasy mahogany woody note, which is just delightful, and I like it. It's how I remember it. It's how I love it. It's what I call a clubbing fragrance. It's a fragrance I would wear to a nightclub. This is how I would describe Calvin Klein Euphoria. And it has good projection, good sillage, good longevity. It ticks all of those boxes. Smells nice to me, in my opinion. Heavy hitter. Beautiful. So that is Calvin Klein Euphoria from 2005. Now, we fast forward to last year, to 2021, when Calvin Klein Euphoria Intense came out, the Intense version. And I was on the fence about it. I wasn't sure. I really wanted to get it, but I was still on the fence anyway. I went and got it, road tested it, and these are my thoughts on this. So, according to Fragrantica, again, the accords are patchouli, woody, fruity, warm, spicy, earthy, floral, soft, spicy, balsamic. And then the notes, there is only 3 notes in this, so it's fairly simplistic. Some notes have been removed and other notes have been added. So we have the blackcurrant at the opening, orchid in the heart and patchouli in the base. Now, shove that down to the side. This fragrance I'm going to spray on this hand and compare. If I can find... Do you know what I hate about it? Is because it's so long and like this. I have to spray it with my thumb practically, but I'm going to try with my forefinger? No, index finger. Now, I love the opening. I love the opening because you get that blackcurrant in there. And not only do you get the blackcurrant, but it feels leafy as well. It feels a bit green as well, which I quite like. However, that dissipates and you get to the heart note of the orchid and the patchouli. Now, this will be loved by lots of people because of its sweetness, and it is sweet. And it is a lot sweeter and intense sweeter than the original version. Beautiful fragrance. But, and this is where the but comes in, it doesn't last on my skin. It is not intense. It's a like, but it's not a love. It's not a fragrance I would wear in a nightclub. It's not a fragrance that would stand out amongst others. It's a pretty fragrance. It's what I would call an everyday fragrance. I think intense is misleading to me. As in, it's not a heavy hitter on me, in my opinion. And also, the sweetness that it lends to from this orchid note, this fantasy orchid note, does not sit well with me. Orchid is a fantasy note. Orchid isn't a flower you can smell, but there's a chord that they've put in there. It reminds me a little bit, and I prefer that fragrance to this, the same vibe as Britney Spears' Intense Fantasy. But I would say this is on the lines of the original Fantasy, in my opinion, and I prefer the Intense Fantasy. It's pretty, it's nice, it's like, it's not a love. It won't stand out. It is a fruit patchouli. I wish that opening was there. I wish that blackcurrant stayed because the opening is absolutely lovely. But after 5 minutes, that opening is gone and you are there with the heart and the patchouli. And I really do like patchouli, but it doesn't really take over in earthiness because patchouli can be damp, it can be wet, it can be earthy. It has a herbaceous feel to it, and there is nothing herbaceous about this fragrance. It's very sweet and, dare I say, generic. It's likeable. It will appeal to a lot of people. And if you like that kind of fragrance, then go for it. But like me, where it goes too sweet, for me, it doesn't work. Whereas I prefer the OG because it's more tart. It has the pomegranate. It's more woody. It's not as sweet as Intense. So that was my quick review, I suppose, on the original to the Intense. If you're looking for more woodiness, if you're looking for more tartness, if you're looking for more sharpness, if you're looking for a more of an edgier fragrance, I would go with the original Euphoria. It performs well. The longevity is excellent on that. However, if you're looking for a sweet fragrance, sweeter, intense sweeter, but on my skin, it doesn't last as long. The longevity and the performance is not there, but you want it as an everyday fragrance rather than a special occasion fragrance, because Euphoria for me, I mean, I will wear the fragrance anytime, anywhere, on any occasion. However, if you're looking for an occasion, then this is more of a generic fragrance, I would say the Intense is. But if you're looking for that for an everyday fragrance, then go for it, because it will tick those boxes and it may well perform on your skin. It may well last longer. But that sweetness for me is just too much in the Intense. I will wear it, and I'll just wear it as an everyday fragrance. A grab and go fragrance. But will I repurchase? No. But it's a steal, it's a good price, so it ticks that box if you want to go for it. So there we go. So you've been watching another edition of the Fragrantician, and until next time, spray, slay, rule the world, be the queen, be the king, be whoever you want to be, because in this life you only get one chance. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.